So in this topic, we will be discussing about the patterns in the past, how the living organisms were living on the different continents, how they evolved differently. So early life on the moving continent. So there was early life which was on the moving continents, because continents were separating from each other, and each of these continent was having a particular life form on it, which as the continent is moving away, the life form on it is also evolving on that continent. So how the very different geographies, climate, faunas and floras of our planet gradually change over the 400 million years and into those that we see today. So for the last 400 million years, what happened, how the different organism came into being after the Pangea, it split into different continents that we see today. So the movement of continents and of the timings of different events of continental fragmentation or union is fairly understood. So we know that when a particular fragmentation took place, and also as we have discussed in the paleontology as well, that we know that where, because the fossil is found at that particular place, and when, because we know the date when that fossil was formed originally, we know the time and place of a particular organism in a particular area. So we can see that which particular continent is responsible for hosting a particular organism. So distribution of fossil organism correlates very well with the varying patterns of land. So the only thing that we have described in the biogeographic recently is the continental drift or the plate tectonics. All the other things about the fossil histories in the paleontology, all of these things have been described before, but the explanation of those was quite difficult. But after the 1960s, we have discovered the plate tectonics mechanisms, and we have explained those things as well. So early Devonian, which was 380 million years ago, separate floras and faunas and or fish faunas can be distinguished in the northern place Siberian continent, the equatorially placed Euro-American continent Kazakhstan, northern Africa and Australia. So in the early Devonian, we can see the several separate floras or the fish faunas that were found in these particular continents. And in the early Devonian, the fossil records suggest that all the early amphibians and reptiles evolved on the continent, which is called Euro-America. So when the Pangea was formed, one for a world for a while, the coalescence of the different continent fragment to form Pangea led to climatic changes. In general, the world became steadily warmer and drier during the Triassic. During the Jurassic and early Cretaceous, the flora became more similar, approaching to the modern pattern in which there are gradual latitudinal changes governed by the climate, the pattern of dominance of the different groups changing from lower latitude to the higher latitude. So the patterns that we see today, these were found during Jurassic and early Cretaceous. So early and mid Triassic, the bulk of Permian fauna has been made up of synapsid or mammal-like reptiles that we have seen in the paleontology as well. So the older type of reptiles, but these disappeared during the early and middle Triassic. And then there is the subdivision of Pangea. The Pangea divided into different continents that even we can see today. So some fundamental biogeographical consequences for evolution could now take place independently in each new continent. For example, the marsupial mammals, they were able to much more evolve and survive in the and adopt according to the climate of the Australia, and to produce new unique groups, thus leading to greater global diversity. So as the Pangea divided into different continents, we have much more biodiversity as compared to the Pangea of that time.